Celebrities who made fun of God and ended up in big trouble. That singer tried to humiliate Jesus and paid a hefty price for it. Lady Gaga just doesn't know boundaries. Surely you remember the meat dress and other daring outfits of the singer, or even her shocking interviews. But of all the craziness she's done, the worst was mocking God's name. In 2011, Lady Gaga recorded a shocking song, and just by the name, you can see that the singer doesn't respect God at all. According to the singer herself, the song called Judas is about honoring her darker side, so she sings about being attached to a demonic being named Judas. As you can imagine, this song caused a lot of controversy, and of course that didn't go unnoticed by God. During a show, Lady Gaga sang the same song as if she hadn't done anything wrong, and suddenly this happened. The singer was hit hard on the head by an iron bar, and although she kept singing and pretending everything was okay, she ended up getting hurt and needed medical attention. In the end, Lady Gaga paid a high price for what she did, but unfortunately, she didn't learn anything from what happened, and although she recently claimed to have faith in God, she continues to mock him whenever she can. What this guy said about Jesus will make you angry. Logan Paul is one of the most famous YouTubers of all time, but the truth is that much of his success came from controversies, and this case was no different. Logan made headlines again after mocking the name of God and suffered for it. During a conversation, a friend of Logan started talking about his religion and how God was important in his life, but when Logan heard that, he began saying horrible things to him. He said all that was nonsense, that God didn't exist, and that his friend was wasting time being part of a religion. Logan Paul humiliated his friend and blasphemed against God, so it didn't take long for him to feel all of God's wrath. During a podcast, the YouTuber said that a day after the incident, he started feeling unwell, and everything in his life began to go wrong. At first, he didn't exactly know why, but it became clear that something was going on. He began to feel such deep sadness that it became difficult to record his videos, and even his relationships started to falter. Seeing how his life was, he eventually remembered what he had said to his friend, and understood that it was a punishment from God. Fortunately, Logan learned his lesson. Recently, he confessed that he regrets saying those things, and that he strives to reconnect with God and strengthen his faith. This guy said he was more famous than God and paid a high price for it. The Beatles were one of the biggest bands of their time, and even today their music is still popular. But unfortunately, all that fame got to the lead singer's head, and he started to think he was better than Jesus. During an interview, John Lennon shocked everyone when he said what he thought about God. He said that Christianity would fade away, and that it's just a trend that would disappear. And when confronted about it, John said that surely it would happen. And the biggest proof of that is that the Beatles were more popular than Jesus. To make matters worse, he even said this:
Jesus was cool, but his followers are stupid and mediocre.
In the end, everyone got angry about what he said, and it didn't take long for him to feel God's wrath. Shortly after the interview, John Lennon was shot by a fan right in front of his house and lost his life. It's no wonder the Bible says, "Do not be deceived, God is not mocked, for whatever a man sows, that he will also reap."